On behalf of PerfectGame.tv, hello, my name is Daron Sutton. JuJu Stevens, a very talented young man out of Connecticut and a brand new Mizzou commit. But talent, as you talk about the broadness of his talent, doesn't just go into the world of baseball. It extends, well, further than you could ever imagine. Let's dive right into the conversation and you'll find out where a lot of those talents lie. JuJu Stevens, I'm excited to see you again. We saw each other for a little while at Fort Myers at the World Wood Bat Association World Championship. Man, you could play. I mean, you could play. And so with that in mind, take me back to Frankie's Fun Park when you were 6 years old, when you fell in love with the game. I cheated. You shared this story with me, but I've got to know, from what I saw just within the last couple of weeks to when it all started for you, how did it all start?
Yes, sir, definitely. So it was around my 5th birthday. My parents brought me to Frankie's Fun Park, 6th birthday actually, and they put me in the batting cage, and the pitch was throwing 75 miles an hour, which at the time seemed like Chapman was about 5 feet away throwing as hard as he could. And I swung and missed a few times, and then I started making contact, and I noticed people started gathering around to see the about 3'0" kid holding a baseball bat. And I looked around and I was like, wow, people enjoy watching this. And it made me feel like I was an entertainer, and it kind of like sparked interest for me immediately.
All right, let's pause baseball for 1 second, because a lot of your childhood was then spent in entertainment.
Yes,
The honor of being on Broadway and getting callbacks for Motown the Musical, for being, an understudy of the role of Simba and the Lion King on Broadway. When did that passion come? And was that even before baseball, your passion to sing and to act and to be on stage?
yes, sir, definitely. My mom, I can remember if I was like 8 years old, we would go in her room, me and my 2 older sisters, and she would hold talent competitions to get us used to talking in front of people. And I remember my signature move back then was doing a power slide as I sang. So my mom always got a kick out of that, but just my whole family, they've been really musically inclined, and they really help us reach our potential, whether that's for baseball, academics, or in entertainment.
Your dad is Julian, right? And
Yes, sir.
your mom is Keela, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've got to know, as someone who's, first of all, a real huge fan of attending Broadway shows myself, I've got to know what that experience was like, and maybe just one anecdote about being a part of, let's say, The Lion King. Anecdotally, give us from your mind's eye, what happened? What was it like?
It was really awesome because although you were a kid going to the callbacks and auditions, you had to kind of hunker down and stay focused. Sure, everything's cool. You see how the people like put the makeup together and how the show comes together, but when the person shuts the door, you kind of wave goodbye to your parents and you just have to get to work. So it was awesome, like at such an early age, to have to be focused like that.
So let's go back to baseball now, right? And all you're accomplishing and things are happening. And now you get a little older, early teenage years come, you're getting stronger. Was baseball always alongside with the acting? Was it always right there with the acting, going side by side?
Yes, sir. It definitely was up until my early teens, when I realized that a lot of the time that I would spend traveling back and forth to New York City for auditions was a day that I couldn't go practice and throw with my dad. So I kind of started to take a step back and realize that if I really wanted to do baseball, I might have to take back some of the traveling aspect.
And so baseball won out, right? Baseball won out in that opportunity in your life?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember that moment? Do you remember a significant moment, whether it was talking with your family, talking with a friend or a coach, where you thought, I'm pretty good at this. I'm not that 6-year-old kid in the cage anymore. I'm growing up. I'm getting more physical. I might say goodbye, at least at some level, to acting. What was that moment?
It was right when I remember I have a friend who was 4 years older than me at the time, and I was trying to fall into his footsteps. So everything he did, I would want to do 4 years after. And my dad he sat down with me, and so my mom, they said, no matter what you do, we want you to put all of your effort and focus into it. So if that's you trying to sing somewhere, we're 100% behind you. Or if that's you wanting to play baseball for the rest of your life, were behind you on that too. So after that conversation, I talked to my grandfather, and my grandfather said, "JuJu, I feel like I could see you in the stadium somewhere." And that's the moment that I kind of turned the switch.
Wow. What's his name?
His name was Humphrey.
Wow, that's incredible. Your grandfather shared that wisdom with you. Is he no longer with us?
Yes, sir. He's no longer with us.
Wow, well, you honor him, I would imagine, with this game of baseball.
Yes, sir. I always make sure to put the day he died on all of my baseball bats and in my hats.
That's incredible. I thank you for sharing that with us, a personal moment. I appreciate it. So I'm guessing he would have loved what you did at, let's say, the 17U WWBA. Those are the kind of events where you turn heads, and not long after your commit to Mizzou came, and you're going to be in the SEC. So when someone homers 3 times and doubles a couple of times in an event like that, what went right for you? Look back on whether it was approach, your mentality, your swing, something you learned about your swing going into that WWBA. What went right for you in that event this summer?
I think half of it came from not having a spring season and being really fired up to kind of show the world what I've been doing in preparation all year. So when I got into the box, and I felt like my mindset was where it needed to be, and I was just confident in my swing because I had worked on it for that entire spring up until then.
And you went off. I mean, you went off. What was that like to start? You had heard from folks. You lost your junior season. You had heard from folks, but then all of a sudden that event opens up, East Coast Pro. You go and you play very, very well. You do the verbal with Mizzou. What's that like to start getting feedback from a lot of the top programs in the country from your eyes?
It was awesome. It honestly felt like everything started to speed up all of a sudden. And like, 'cause all the times I'm throwing with my dad, it seems like it was paying off. It's not going to the fields when nobody's watching and for nothing. It was awesome to kind of get some recognition, and even with verbal to Mizzou, be able to kind of move to the next level, something that I've been dreaming about for forever.
I'm going to reach a little bit now. This part I didn't, folks. I promise I didn't check with him. But how good are you at an impromptu request for any sort of a song? Can you nail something for me?
If I know the song, I can definitely nail it for you.
Well, why don't you choose? You choose what you'd like to share with us, and we'll listen.
Okay, so
you can give us a heads up of what you'd like to sing to get your mind right, and then you choose what you'd like to share with us, and we'll just listen and enjoy.
Ooh, since I feel like it's Christmas season, gotta go with some sort of Christmas song. It's I forget who it's by, but I think the name of it's Hang All the Mistletoe.
Okay.
I'll sing that for you guys.
We'll just take a little slice. I appreciate this, JuJu. This is cool. We're listening now.
Sure. Okay, so hang all the mistletoe. I wanna get to know you better this Christmas, and as we trim the tree, how much fun is gonna be together this Christmas, fireside blazing bright, we're caroling through the night.
Wow, man, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I really do. Hey, listen, thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes. We didn't get enough time as we wanted to recently in Fort Myers, so I wanted to do this, virtual connection. And now we're blown away by your voice. Everyone's talking about your bat and your speed, but now your voice is incredible too. Hey, happy holidays to you too, my friend, and thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Those that know me know that I'm rarely, if ever, speechless, but that's kind of what occurred when I listened to the voice of JuJu Stevens. Can you imagine watching him play baseball too with a similar skill set? So let's just go with this. On behalf of JuJu Stevens and all the baseball players and families out there, have a happy holidays.